Hello all, this is Fisheries Policy, which is one half of the course Fisheries and Wildlife Policy. I'll be your instructor for the Fisheries Policy part, and I'll introduce myself in a second. But I want to talk about what the entire course was designed to be. It was designed to sort of help answer some of those questions and help get you guys prepared for your future careers, helping you understand questions like how historical and philosophical foundations have shaped fisheries and wildlife policy, how policies actually developed at the state level, the national level, the international level, right? You'll be able to distinguish between significant pieces of legislation and laws in fish and wildlife policy that have made enormous changes to our environment and how we are regulated in terms of our abilities on our own private lands, as well as our abilities when we go out and actually try to hunt or fish, right? And you'll be able to recognize really important fish and wildlife policies in the Great Lakes region. Speaking of Great Lakes, right, these fish behind me, some of you know this already, are Chinook salmon, right? So some of my students took part in a program called Salmon in the Classroom, put together by the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. And the idea is these fish we raise from eggs, and then they become part of that population that then goes into the Great Lakes. So we'll be releasing these guys here at the beginning of May or something like that. So by the time you watch this, these guys will already be released in a stream nearby, so they can make their way out to the lake and then hopefully come back someday to spawn. All right, so we'll talk about how the Great Lakes have changed absolutely significantly and how managers have sort of had to deal with all the invasions and make something that works, fishery and tourism industry that works in the Great Lakes. So we're going to delve into this and much more in the process of this class. My name is Heather Dawson, right? Some of you have had me for an instructor before, some of you haven't. Welcome. I am a fisheries scientist. I got my PhD at Michigan State University in fisheries and wildlife, as well as ecology, evolutionary biology, and behavior. And I studied sea lamprey management. So the research that I do focuses on improving the management of sea lamprey, which is an invasive parasitic fish in the Great Lakes. I'll show you guys those in future videos as well, so you'll get to know me there. And I'll be talking about sort of the aquatic side, the fisheries side of this particular class. So not only will we talk about fish, right, actual fish, we'll also talk about lobster. We call it a lobster fishery, even though we know that lobsters aren't actually fishes. But, right, it's helpful to understand how aquatic creatures in general are managed. So I'll be delving into that as well. Okay? So we'll talk about a lot of this information in the hopes to apply this information in the future for you in the betterment of the environment and for you as stewards, right, of the resource, right? Because science is greater than opinion, right? And I want you to have the science behind all of this thing, so you can actually go forth and be a great steward of the environment someday, which you guys probably are already, but at least you'll be gainfully employed in that regard.